Hey, hi, ho, and howdy, everybody. My name is Shani Neil Shook, and welcome to episode number 50. 12, 13, 14, 15 of episode Shoujo. What the shitballs. Episode number 15 of Katawa Shoujo. In the last episode, as you may or may not remember, some stuff went down. I almost completely forgot everything that happened in the beginning of it, but I'm pretty sure like we went and got breakfast because we woke up really early and we was like, damn. And then we went and got breakfast and Lily was like, damn. And we was like, hi, Lily. And I was like, damn. And then she invited us to a tea party in her room late at night. In the dark of the night. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, sorry. And then we all hung out, and then Lily and Hanako were in their PJs in their bedroom, and it was kind of awkward, but not been cool and weird. And Hanako was all like, because we accidentally made a joke about fucking, and she wasn't about it. And then we were like, we're friends, right? And she's like, yeah. Yeah, and then we said goodbye. And then I went home, and then I went to bed. And I don't mean I meant Hisao. This isn't me, probably. This is definitely not an autobiographical story of my life, as far as you know. I pull my door closed, ready for another day of classes. God damn, sir. Sleep well. Kenji's sudden arrival makes me jump, and I narrowly avoid butting heads with him. I know he has poor eyesight, but he knows who I am now. Does he still have to stand this close? Oh, yeah, like a baby. Damn, why do people say that? Have you ever heard of babies sleep? They scream all night, every night. Babies don't sleep well ever. And there goes my restful state. I have to remember to never use such figures of speech with Kenji. Alright, I get your point. It was a figure of speech. Yeah, sure, whatever. Where were you last night? I had a favor to ask, but you weren't around. I needed more goddamn pizza money. For a split second, I considered telling Kenji the truth, that I was spending time with Hanako and Lily. Thankfully, that split second passes as soon as it came. Yeah, dude, lose his fucking shit. I was just checked out. I was just out, checking out the local area and stuff, you know. Recon. Good, man, good. I knew you were the type to plan ahead. It's so good. I'm so glad you could do that. Anyway, what was this favor you wanted? Oh, I was gonna get some takeout, but I needed change. See, I fucking told you. Wait, what? I gave you money last week, and you still haven't paid me back. I was just starting to think you were cool. Kenji what the fuck? Demons. Kenji fishes around his pocket and produces his wallet. As he counts out the 400 yen he owes me, I can clearly see that he has at least two 10,000 yen notes. Damn, boy. What is that? Is that... Because like 100 is a dollar, right? Because it... Like, a single yen would be roughly the equivalent of one American penny, right? So then, like, 100 is a dollar. So that's $4, and then that's $200 you have in your pocket. Fuck you, Kenji. Give me a minute to use math here for a second, and let me just talk the maddest of shit. There are children outside, losing their goddamn minds. Hey, what the hell? Why are you borrowing money off me when you have that much cash? Kenji hisses a little, realizing he's bad. Get off my case, man. It's a bad luck to break a big note for anything less than half its value. It's the tycoon's rule. Last night's dinner is going to cost me at least 7 years of bad luck. 7 goddamn years. Don't think it's good. Don't think it's enough because to help me out, I'd get a shorter sentence if I just stole this stuff. My common sense screams at me to say something to him, but thankfully I restrain myself. Arguing a point like this with Kenji will just lead to further and more complicated discussions. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe you should just plan these things a little better. Yeah, man, I know, but I just got so much stuff to do. It's hard, and you're never around anymore, so I'm on my own. We're supposed to be brothers in brotherhood, remember? Yeah, I get you. Global conspiracy and such. I'll keep my ear to the ground. Kenji draws close enough for me to get a clear whiff of his garlic-tainted breath. You better be, man. You're already spending less time here. That's the first thing they do. They try to split us up. Divide and conquer. Sun Tzu said that. Roger that. Now, I've got to be going. I've got classes. You're not coming, are you? Nah, I'm tired. I stayed up all last night making sure nothing was going to happen after splitting that note. As rational as ever, I see. Whatever. Good night. Kenji scurries back into his room, and I hear him throwing his locks as I walk down the hallway. That is why some people can't roll their tongue, or why the second toe is longer than their big toe. Muto beams a half-moon smile at us, obviously proud of his explanation of recessive genes. However, no one in class is impressed as... Damn it. No matter how impressed he is at the science that defines who we are, the classroom never seems to be reduced to a stupor. Or seems to be reduced... I'm fucking it all up today. Why is it that bad an explanation that can make even the most interesting theme seem worthless? I can see Muto deflate as he realizes that nothing he has said in the past half hour has sunk in. Boy, I know the feeling. I'm so sorry, my man. Like, you try so hard, and you got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter. Whispered conversations start to break the silence, and like an avalanche, the noise level in the class starts to rise. Defeated, Muto identifies some questions on the textbook and sets to clearing off the blackboard. Poor bastard. Almost as if expected, Hanako packs up her things and leaves the room as soon as people start talking and laughing amongst themselves. The initial shock of seeing someone play so blatantly truant started to fade, but it still doesn't stop me from wondering. Is she leaving because she doesn't want people to speak to her, or is it just the thought of people around her shattering her peace? Before I can think about the topic any further, the lunch bell is ringing. Fucking shit. I wonder if she was simply taking the opportunity to leave early. The usual clamor of students exchanging books for lunch reverberates around the room, and while Misha is distracted, I grab my lunch and head out the door. Laters, bitch! I'm out. Lily already sits in the tea room, setting out her lunch alone. So, Hanako's not here then? Oh, Hisao, how are you? How are you? I haven't met Hanako since this morning, I'm afraid. That's right, Hanako and Lily live next to each other. Somehow I think their morning conversations are slightly more grounded than Kenji's ramblings. That's strange. She left class early, so I figured she'd come here. So she's still leaving class early. Yeah, I've seen her do it a few times. Lily drops her head a little, and her tone of voice is notably depressed. It's still it's very reminiscent of someone who's used to hearing bad news. I was so sure she'd stop doing that once you two became friends. Everyone has their own pace, I suppose. Well, I was wondering just about that just today. Why exactly did she leave? I'm not entirely sure myself. I personally think it's because she doesn't want to be put in a situation where she has to answer someone. But she seems fine with talking to you, and with me. A bit. It's a little more complicated. It's a little more complex than that. I imagine that the first thing most people ask her about is her scars, and what happened. She rarely talks about it with me, and I can tell that she doesn't like to remember whatever happened back then. Leaving class and running away damn it, my voice. Running away from discussions is a preemptive strike, if you will. Huh. So then how does that explain her talking to me? You said it yourself yesterday at breakfast. You tried to ignore her scars. Once she saw that you weren't going to ask her about that, she opened herself up to you. I guess you're right. Maybe. I don't know. You know her better than I, so I'll take your word for it. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm sure you'll come to know her as well as I do soon enough. I welcome the prospect of her having a new friend, and the two of you have such similar interests. Well, I hardly count reading as a team sport. It is good to have company, though. That's my point. Hanako is still an average person at heart. She also wants company at times like that. Huh. I see, I think. To be honest, both of you still confuse me a little. That's only natural, Hisao. We've only known each other for a little while. It's unreasonable to expect you to understand us, just as we can't understand you. But that's half the fun of becoming friends, right? It's very difficult to me to remember to like hit the tongue in the way that I do every time I try and break out that voice. I feel like it's getting better. I feel like it's slowly getting better. Not by a lot, but like I think a little teeny. Probably not. It's probably getting worse for all I know. Yeah, it is. See, Hisao thinks so. Although, I suppose there's a matter of us being opposite genders. Men and women do seem to confuse each other quite often. Damn. She says this with a light giggle, finding amusement with the odd little details of life. I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna start eating. No, go ahead. I think I'll eat something too. I've got some books I want to drop off at the library before classes start, so I'd better get a move on. You'll probably find Hanako there as well. If you do see her, can you tell her to stop by my room later tonight? I'd like to talk to her. You're not coming? Unfortunately, I have class representatives meeting later, so I'll be gone as soon as I've finished my lunch. Well then, if I don't see her in the library, then I'll tell her in class. I'm sure she'll be back after lunch. We fall silent as we start to eat, and I take a second to reflect on our conversation. I've always thought that Hanako's shyness was simply due to her being self-conscious about her scars. But that's a pretty superficial way of looking at her. Just when I thought I was able to see through the fog of Lily and Hanako, I realized that I'm more lost than when I started. Lily's quickly finishes her lunch, acutely aware of her mating. I do not blame her. I am become bento. Shizune is most likely going to be there, and I doubt she wants to give her the satisfaction of another argument. I must be off. Same time tomorrow? Same time, same channel. I'd better head off too. I don't want to risk being like, same bad time, same bad channel. Lily smiles gently, picks up her cane, and walks out to the hall. I turn my back on Lily as we head in opposite directions. For some reason, I find myself hoping she doesn't get into another fight with Shizune. I need to get like a taser. That's fine. Or not like an actual taser, but like a stun gun. So you just jam myself in the fucking knee. That'll do it. Oi, that'll do it. As much as I like Lily, Shizune and Misha have been pretty instrumental in helping me adjust, even if half of our conversations are thinly veiled recruitment attempts. Then again, I barely know either of them. Maybe they were previously leaders of some kind of secret society before, but their love drove them, for each other drove them apart. Man, I need to stop reading cheap fiction. It's rotting my brain. Either that or I've got to move away from Kenji and his bad influence. It's sad that I can't tell the two apart anymore. I slide my books down the return chute, and as they crash in the car with a pleasant thud. It literally said it crashes with a pleasant thud, and then it thud, and then fucking Christ. I am just... The problem is this game, it lulls you in a false sense of security. I think I'm fine and safe here. And then it's just like a fucking book noise, and you're like, God damn! And Yuko, however, does not seem as impressed as I. How you have scared me. You have scared me so bad. I might have wet myself. Why would I do this? It is so bad. Sorry, I thought you'd be used to that by now. Or is the literacy level here so low that nobody ever borrows books? Huh? No, I think that everyone can read fine. And you should probably not make such dickish jokes. You're bad at comedy. But Shannon is too, so it's okay. Yeah, never mind. There are some battles that you can never win. Trying to explain jokes is one of them. My dad taught me that the hard way. Say, Yuko, have you seen Hanako about? She left class early and wasn't in her usual hiding place. Oh my goodness, she was not. I think that I saw her sneak in before lunch. She was all up in here. Oh, but I am not supposed to tell anyone that you did not hear it from me. I just told you that I saw her leave. No need to stress out. Oh... Of course, she's probably in the back. Thanks. Got any new books in recently? No. Sorry. I will let you know when we do, though. Okay. There's one thing I know about librarians, part-time or otherwise, it's that they appreciate people that take a genuine interest in their work. I walk the now familiar path. I walk this lonely road into the... I would make a great ventriloquist. I walk the now familiar path to Hanako's reading nook, picking out a few titles along the way. Sometimes I find it hard to discover a book that will interest me among the shelves. An author's name or a word or two-word title doesn't mean much in the sea of similar words. For that reason, I sometimes reread books that I read in the past. Better to bet on the favorite rather than the new runner. An unfamiliar title from a familiar author peeks out along the spines of its neighbors, so I remove it from the shelf. At least I'm not going over old material. As expected, Hanako sits on her beanbag, buried deep in a copy of Dance, Dance, Dance. That sounds like my kind of book. Hi, Hanako. How's it going? I fight back the urge to ask why she left class early. If Lily's suspicions are right, then asking her about it would have had the opposite effect. Best to leave it for the time being. Sometimes the best way to get an answer from someone is to never ask the question. Hello, Hisao. I'm fine. Look at her smile. Look, she's so goddamn adorable. My heart! Okay, something seems off. And after a couple of seconds, I realize what it is. Hanako is smiling. Damn right she is. She looks as if she's pleased to see me. It's a nice change from the usual instinctively frightened reaction, and something I hope we can see more of as we get to know each other better. Good to hear. How's that book? I've heard it's a trip. It's good. I think I've only just started it, and so I don't really know. Fair enough. Let me know how it goes. I might borrow it when you're done. Sure. There's a good 15 minutes left in lunch. Not enough to really get into a book, but it's too much to stand around doing nothing. And Hanako's already returned to our reading, so I doubt I'll get much conversation from her. Oh well, better make myself comfortable. I slouch into a beanbag and crack open my book. The familiar style of the author leaps out to me from the very first line. As the sentences turn into paragraphs, I start to relax a little. The problem is this goddamn game is so just fucking soothing. It just like lulls you like, oh, come and relax. You can read a book. Going stuff and getting into some. It's very relaxing. That's the problem. It's lulling me. It's lulling me asleep. Like. But no matter how much I try, I can't seem to get myself in the atmosphere of the book. This is partially due to the lack of time, but the more distracting factor is Hanako. Every 10 or so seconds, she peers over the top of her book, but when our eyes meet, she quickly ducks behind the covers. I know that feeling. I've been in that position before. It didn't end nearly as well as it probably could have. I am a very sad, lonely man. Anyway, I guess she did not want to talk about something after all. I guess she did not want to. Anyway, what's up? You look like a prairie dog on the lookout. It's nothing. I've told you before, nothing means something when you say it like that. Hanako squirms a little in her beanbag, hoping that by changing her position she'll find the word she's looking for. There's never enough beanbags in this world. Oh no. I was just going to politely talk about beanbags. You can't do this to me right now. I was in an accident. Accident? Just now? Are you alright? Hanako shakes her head, her hair flowing around her shoulders and wisps of amethyst on a background of pale and dark flesh. No, when I was younger. Realization crashes into me like a semi. When I was... It's alright, Hanako. You don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to. Again, she shakes her head. No, I have to tell you. Oh, no. Oh, I fucking forgot about this part. No. My heart. When I was young, I was in a fire. My house burned down, and I nearly didn't make it. After that, I was alone. Hanako's eyes glisten in the dim light of the library, and I reach out to grasp her hand. It's okay, Hanako. You don't have to keep going. But I have to. Why? What brought this on? Last night, Lily told me about your heart. And I didn't think it was fair. Fair? That I knew about you, but you didn't know about me. Don't be silly. But yeah, I have a heart condition. I lean a little closer to Hanako. What I didn't tell Lily is that I had my first heart attack when a girl confessed to me. I smile a little to break the tension. Really? Really? I haven't heard from her for a while, though, so I guess that's all over. I know it's all over. There's no other way to interpret what happened the last time I saw her. In some ways, not having heard from her again has helped me move on from that period of my life. Yeah, fuck her. Bitch up and abandon you after she damn near killed you. Fuck it. Fuck her. So, now we both know a little more about each other, but you don't have to talk about things if you don't want to. In fact, I feel a little bad even thinking about that whole incident. I can almost smell the hospital's disinfectant burning the back of my sinuses again. I imagine Hanako is going through the same thing right now. When I was in the hospital, I went to the burn ward once, and only once. I was bored, so I went for a walk through all the wards. That was a mistake. I went through oncology and thought I could take it, but then when I got to the burn ward, I turned around and went back to my bed. To think that Hanako would have spent months in a place like that, smelling nothing but corrupted skin, strong disinfectant, and sterilized air. The really bad cases were kept in isolated pods that no foreign objects could enter. That would have meant no reading. I would have gone insane if I didn't have my books in the hospital. And she said she was all alone. Did her parents die? I'll have to ask Lily about it. I can't imagine myself saying something dumb unintentionally. Thank you, Hisao. I haven't told many people about this. To be honest, I haven't told many people about my circumstances either. Then I won't tell anyone either. Deal. I change my grip on Hanako's hand into a handshake as the warning bells chime through the window. Well then, we'd better get back to class then, eh? Sure. Sleeping when would be nice to sleep. I could, yeah, that's not gonna happen. But it was McDonald's, so I'll take it. I toss and turn, but sleep simply won't return to me. All right, nature, you've won. See, I'm getting up now. You cruel, heartless bitch.